Porsche sales globally have continued to fall, but they have crashed, unfortunately, for Porsche in China and Germany. Only one country is saving Porsche's bacon, and that country is, well, probably not a surprise to you. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. First half sales this year for Porsche have been a little disappointing. Sales in China fell by 28% to the point that China was once Porsche's most important market in the world. It's actually now not even close. I mean, they only sold 21,000 cars for the first 6 months of the year in China. So 28% fall. Germany, similar crash, down 23% to only 15,900 sales for the first 6 months of this year. I think the majority of this decline is thanks to electrification. Of course, there's so many good options now, so many good choices now. However, interestingly, the United States is kind of helping to prevent Porsche sales from completely crashing. Global sales for Porsche were down by 6% because sales in America were up, North America, I should say, Canada and the United States were up by 10% to 43,500, which is quite a surprise considering the tariff challenges that Porsche has been facing. As you can see now, North America is easily Porsche's most important car market. If Trump does put tariffs on them, which he has on Porsche, then they are going to pay a very big price for those tariffs because it's their most important market now. Europe, as you can see, is not Porsche's most important market. Their sales fell by 8% across the entire old world continent to 35,000 total deliveries. However, the Trump administration's tariffs are having a big impact on Porsche. All vehicles are produced in Germany and Slovakia, and therefore they're all exported. We're talking about a low three-digit million amount for the months of April and May, said CFO Jochen Breckner in a conference call about the first quarter figures. Yeah, as you can see, Porsche's their actual margins, profit margins, have been declining for the last few years. But unfortunately, that decline is going to grow this year because of Trump's tariffs. And dependence on China, though. I mean, clearly you can see Porsche is no longer dependent on China. A lot of Porsche's dealerships in China have closed. And, that's pretty much self-explanatory. The so-called growth markets, though, of Singapore, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, and Australia are increasing. So it's really Singapore, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Australia, and the United States that's preventing their sales from falling even faster. In these markets, Porsche increased sales by 10% to 30,000 units in the first 6 months. This brings Porsche closer to its goal of reducing its dependence on China and better distributing sales across global regions. But unfortunately, at the same time, if sales continue falling by 6% every 12 months or every 6% every 6 months, but in fact the fall was larger than that last year, then that's going to be a pretty big issue. I should say though, guys, Porsche is doing a really good job in electrifying its new car fleet. By far, its most popular car this year is the Porsche Macan Electric. 25,884 were delivered with a total of 45,000 units sold. In other words, you can see the most popular version of the Porsche Macan is not the internal combustion version. Journalists will tell you that's the case. They're lying, constantly lying. These journalists just talk complete bullshit because it fits their narrative, fits their agenda. But the truth is, as you can see, the large proportion of Macan sales were actually fully electric. And I've driven the Porsche Macan Turbo, in fact, for I think about 3,000 kilometers. It's a very nice vehicle. It's expensive, but it's very nice. The combustion engine is now only allowed to be sold in markets outside of Europe. Now, that's Porsche's decision themselves. The electric Taycan is not performing well, though. It's probably not the kind of shape of car. Sedan type vehicles are not performing all that well. Only 8,300 units were delivered to customers, which was a decline of 6%. However, 23.5% of Porsche's deliveries this year in the first 6 months were fully electric. 23.5%, meaning Porsche, I believe, has the highest percentage of EV sales of any major legacy automaker in the world. It's nearly 24%. That's really good. So even though Porsche is struggling with its sales, I think they could turn things around a bit because of the fact that they are going electric so quickly. They have a new version of the Porsche Boxster that's going to be electric. They've got a Porsche Cayenne electric that's coming out as well. Even though it's a struggle when you first, or internal combustion manufacturer, you first bring out new EVs, sales can sometimes stall, as you can see. That I believe will change, and Porsche is putting itself in position to handle much better this 2035 ban on internal combustion. And not just that, but the world moving away from internal combustion to going electric. So these sales numbers are disappointing for Porsche, of course, but I do think that the company is at least headed in the right direction. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Bye-bye. The German media are losing their minds over what's going on at Porsche right now. I mean, guys, if you look at German publications right now, they're all headline Porsche, 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 crisis far worse than we previously thought. It's a situation that is causing immense panic in Germany. The German economy is basically propped up by its automotive industry, by companies like Porsche. However, at Porsche, sales and profits are crumbling. Porsche profits are plummeting. They've fired their CFO as if he's somehow to blame. The CFO is basically saying, oh, we're in trouble. Yeah, let's fire that guy. He said we're in trouble. They've fired their head of sales. Now, he might have some partial blame. But the head of product at Porsche, no, good, all good. Keep on making that same stuff. People in China don't want it anymore. Sales are going down worldwide. Bankruptcies at our dealerships have never been this high ever. And it's really just the fault of the CFO. German manufacturer Porsche is facing a perfect financial storm, and it's about to get much worse because of Donald Trump. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Now, all this mess that Porsche are in today, it's not Donald Trump's fault, but it's about to get far, far, far worse, and that will be partially because of Donald Trump. German manufacturer Porsche is facing a perfect financial storm as the consequences of its stalling electric vehicle transition and imminent tariffs threaten to smash its profits. Guys, I did a video on this, I believe about 2 months ago. And some YouTuber did a video saying the Electric Viking's claims on Porsche are wrong. And in this video, he shared data from 2023 as if that's relevant to 2025. And said I was wrong because the data I shared was from 2024. And you tell me if what's more relevant, 2023 or 2024, particularly the fourth quarter of 2024. Porsche is the latest in a long list of brands to have walked back their ambitious electrification targets. After previously promising EVs would account for up to 80% of its sales by 2030, the brand has softened its stance. And it's changed its mind on EVs. In fact, it's decided to invest around about $1 billion on internal combustion. A slowing electric vehicle market and increased competition have led Porsche executives considering a range of product scenarios, including the addition of petrol and plug-in hybrid vehicles alongside their current and future EVs.